Hi guys, how are you? Today is going to be a coffee chat and Booger is not here and I got Booger's picture here. This is my favorite mug. Anyway, so into this video I want to kind of share with you some of the thoughts during this whole period of working on my film publicity and as well as some realizations I had last couple of days. Before I started, I just want to let you know that you can definitely put this video in the background while you're doing chores, so in that way we can have a chat together and then you can get some stuff done. Yeah, and I want to thank you for all of you who has purchased my film pre-sale and then sent me message, DM me. Mecca, thank you so much for sending that voice message because I mentioned it once. I hope it's okay I'm talking about it here. So last time in one of my video I mentioned that I wish YouTube can do like a voice comment under the comment section, and she warmed my heart. It made me tearing up. She sent me the voice message through DM and I'm very grateful because those are the things that keep me motivated and keep me moving forward. I feel all the stuff that we do in this world mainly is for connection. On the surface, maybe we're chasing success, we're trying to make ends meet, make financially stable, or even chase fame. But at the end of the day, if you look deep down inside, what we want is truly connection. No matter what we do, what we're trying to achieve, especially for us as a storytellers, we want to use storytelling as a format to be able to have people understand us, understand our not only vision but the world view that we have. Okay, I feel I'm sidetracked a little bit, but thank you guys so much. Yeah, let's get started this video. Coffee first, as usual. Alright, so if you watched my last video, it was a completely mess. That vlog, I wasn't expecting it unfolding that way because I thought that day has a lot of unusual things going on. It would be nice if I vlog the day and sharing all the exciting stuff that's going on in my life with you. But it ended up becoming a very messy video. As you can see, I keep like doing wrong thing and then forget about things, and I look exhausted throughout the video because I was, and I'm still kind of am right now, because this whole time trying to promote the film without really have done it before, every single step that I move forward, and my actress and my friend that helping me move forward, we are kind of only do things that we saw what other people do and what we think it might help. We're not necessarily know what's the best way or most efficient way to get things done. I'm pretty happy with the result that we're getting recently, but at the same time, one of my friend and my leading actress and me, we are overworked because we all have our own job as well, and trying to use all the rest of our time to promote this film. And then in one of the day last week, we all get sick in one point, one by one. That day I was training a new hire at my day job, and then in the morning I was feeling fine, and all of a sudden I start feel like this very obnoxious feeling, and I ran to the bathroom and threw up right away. And I threw up twice that morning and couldn't eat anything until the evening. I only had some soup. I felt pretty bad, not only physically that day but emotionally, because I feel my body has been warning me for a long time since I walked on this promotional journey, and I have been trying to cover up with medications and hope to get through this whole thing until the film release, and then I'll have a good rest. I was joking about that I think I'm going to get sick right after the film release. And then turns out I keep getting like a small sickness right before, like last week. So part of me feel a little bit of guilt towards myself. If you follow my journey this whole time, whatever happened to me in 2020, I have been telling myself that I love filmmaking and I will keep doing it because that's what matters to me. But there's nothing in the world is more important for me is to taking care of Nani, this person, not only physically but emotionally. Because the last couple of years I learned that I feel we are actually come here to experience life fully, to be able to fully experience life itself. It's very important to not stress ourselves out, not overworked, and then to understand our feelings and thoughts, positive ones, negative ones. And because of how busy I was, I have been neglecting I can't say this word, you know what I mean. I think my brain falling into extreme anxiety of so many different things going on because we need to reach out different press. We were planning a press conference and we have a TV interview, radio show interview. It's all in like a Chinese American community, so it's all Chinese speaking ones. And at the same time I was working with a publicist trying to get a review for my film and set up Rotten Tomato and stuff. And then at the same time we want to use this as an opportunity to host a party for local filmmakers that we met, and hopefully all the people can gather together as a mixer so we can introduce our friends to each other, everybody kind of celebrate this film release. We are planning on doing a press conference, so there are a lot of logistic things involved in terms of scheduling all the peoples, inviting all the peoples and all the press medias and find locations, and then all the decorations, gift to the journalists, stuff we need to print out EPKs and stuff. Just so many side of things to think about. And I'm very lucky I have my actress and then one of my friends that helped me to prepare all those stuff. We have like a 3-people team. Even that, with that, we all 3 people are feeling exhausted. Anyway, I'm not going to keep counting all the stressful things that we were doing. But after the day I threw up, I had a whole mental internal conversation with myself. It's almost like pulling myself aside. Let's say Nani and Corny. I kind of named the voice in my head Corny for a long time. So we just sit down together and then had a conversation about what should be changed. Throwing up, potentially because of stress, that's a huge warning sign for me, because I always think I'm the kind of person can take a lot of things on my shoulder. I have been there doing a lot of very difficult things, but I never threw up because of feeling stressful. And this is the first time, not even when I was making the film. So I decided to put things down. There are a list of things that I want to achieve and get it done before March 15th, my film release day. But I decided to go over all the stuff and pick out the priorities. I decided that there are certain things I'm still going to get it done, but probably going to push it a little bit after, and I don't think that's gonna hurt much for this whole campaign. And there are things that's already set a date with a lot of people and needs to get it done. I'm going to more focus on those things. So I slow down a little bit on my pace. And that reminds me that early this year, I had a whole yearly plan and I told you about it. And my biggest thing was simplify. And I thought that should be one of the steps to take in order to simplify what's going on in my life right now, which is to cut out certain stuff. I'm not very surprised, and I hope this is a reminder for you guys as well, is that when I actually cut down those tasks that I think is very important that I have to get it done in the moment, nothing really bad happened and things are still unfolding on its own pace. And that's almost a repeat experience that I had throughout this whole making this film process. Is every single time when I start getting overwhelmed by flooded tasks for the film, or not even only for the film, but maybe for my social media, for YouTube, for my job, and I get really stressed out, and I constantly, there's like a background thoughts of organizing all the tasks, even though I read everything down in my planner, but my brains keep thinking about new things to do, or keep thinking about the orders of which things to do first, when to get what done, things like that. And then that contribute to a lot of stress to my brain. There are always moments that I realize that I only have this amount of capacity and I only can do what I can, and I can't force myself to do more than what I could handle. And when I have that realization, that's when I start analyze the priorities. And then when I start working through the priorities, I realize it wasn't that bad. Giving up on certain tasks, it's not that bad. And I wondering why when we were in the middle of the chaos, we tend to feel that we have to do everything by this deadline or else things gonna be disaster. But the fact is we don't, and things is not gonna be horrible for us at all. And another part of that is stress kills creativity. I recently have this urge of really like want to work on my script, but I couldn't. I haven't been this much of like eager to work on my script like right now. I think it's come from, part of that is come from the stress of this film is gonna be out, and if I don't have new thing come up, people is going to forget about me. That's one of the things that when you kind of start going out to show people your film and engage with different people, most common question you were asked is, what are you working on? What next? So that kind of will bring on a lot of stress for me as well. But with a very chaotic mind, there's no way I can calm down to really think about stories. I remember I mentioned many times before, like last year, that I feel the only way to gradually get to the momentum of being creative is to have enough space to just let your brain wander or even just go blank. A huge space of time that we think about nothing, stress about nothing, and do nothing. And then it's a privilege that we can. And I think it's always very important to carve out the time to do that. I have a coworker, he's also a writer. He's very productive writing, like I think 5 projects right now, and I chat with him about writing, and then he was thinking exactly the same thing. To him, that he has to be live alone and has to have those empty time to think, just the time to do nothing in order to be able to kind of get into the momentum of writing. It takes time to get to that point, to find those momentum. That's why it's very important to figure out a way to nourish that. And I think that's one of the things I didn't do well, and I'm not still doing well. Part of the reason because I started taking a day job a year and a half ago, and also the film has been very busy in the festival runs, and now it's the film release. Because it's my first time experience all of this, it's really hard for me to really think that, oh, my priority is actually writing the new script. It's really hard because my first film, Beneath the Banyan Tree, is my baby and it's all on my shoulder. If I don't put all my energy, who else will? But I think it's worth it to have this experience, and then each time I can do better. Yesterday we have a very successful press conference. Even my leading actress, I was her fan. She's been in the industry more than 50 years. She's seen it all, and she came to the press conference and she was like, I've worked on some indie films, and then you're doing a really good job with this press conference. And I was like, oh, it's not me. The other actress and my friend spent a lot of energy to put these things together. But yeah, I was really happy about it. One thing I thought was very interesting is my co-producer and my production designer, they were there yesterday, and then after the press conference, they chat with me, and they both saying that they were very surprised that when I was asking questions in front of all the people and the camera stuff, I can answer the question in such a calm way and everything's clear, as if I'm very experienced. So I was joking about, yeah, YouTube helped, because I remember right before I start making YouTube, like talking into camera, it's already like enough to make me feel like my brain is chaotic. You almost feel like the camera lens is somebody staring at you, and you, instead of focusing on what you're saying, you're more focusing on think about what you're gonna say next, and that messed up the whole thing. You can't really speaking very well. And I think this whole year of film festival, a lot of public speaking also helped. I thought it's worth it. At the end of the day, even though there was a lot of stress, it was a very busy year, making almost 100 videos now on YouTube. All of those effort, if there is nothing else at the list, I've changed. And it's a good change. It's the change that I want to have. It doesn't mean I'm changing to somebody that not me. I think I'm more like still introverted. Still don't like a party. I think I've always been somebody who likes stage. It's just kind of shy, but I love stage. I love the feeling being on stage. So speaking publicly, it should be part of me, and I can't let the shyness to block the way. And then I love the fact that now I don't really feel nervous when I'm in front of cameras or people. But I think that depends on situation. If it's a situation that, I don't know, maybe with certain people or certain environment, I might get nervous again. I don't know, we'll see. I feel this video is all over the place, and I don't know in this whole coffee chat if there's any moment that you will find helpful. It's just some thoughts that I have in my mind, and I want to share with you. And also, it's a way for me to digest what I learned lately. But to summarize all of this is, first, taking care of ourselves. Always watch out where's our limit. Slow down is not going to hurt our progress. Things are supposed to be unfold the way the universe wants, not the way we demand. So it's okay to slow down. And the second is prioritize our creativity. Always prioritize to carve out the space for our creativity, even though we all have very stressful life. But try our best, not adding extra stress, but trying our best to carve out the time to just being empty, to think. And the third, sometimes we might have doubts on things that we're working on. What if it's not gonna work? What if nobody cares about it? What if I publish this, nobody's gonna watch it? What if this is just all for nothing? And remember, it's never all for nothing. You're always going to learn and gain something, or even more than you expected from them. Just like when I started this YouTube channel, when I going out to promote this film, I would never know that one of the biggest benefits that I got from these things is public speaking, is a social skill. Every time when I think about what I gain, the knowledge I gain throughout making this film, whether or not I'm making money from the film, it feels doesn't matter, and I know it's really hard and nearly impossible for me to make money back in any time soon. But I feel this film has done its work. It shaped me from a dreamer, aspiring filmmaker, to an actual filmmaker who know what they're doing. And I know I'm still having, I'm probably just like tapping into the water. There are still a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to experience. Just like life, there will never be the time that we know everything. And then there's a whole life journey is all about experience life itself, and then to grow and learn from this experience and the process. I hope any of those things are helpful. Probably most of the stuff you already know. If you have a stressful life right now, I hope this is a very good reminder for you. And if you watch this video after March 15th, please checking out my film on all the platforms. Also, I'll leave link down below. Choose your preferred platform to check the film out, and then give me a feedback. Let me know what you think or feel about the film. I want to learn from what you think as well. And thank you so much for being on this whole journey with me. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Now we finally can share this film in this community, and I hope you like it. Thank you. Be patient, be present, stay creative. I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.